Hello students, good morning. Hope you are fine. So today we are going to the activities section on this lesson. So first of all we have comprehension check. It is so easy for those who read the textbook. Okay, so we can move to the activity. Complete the following sentences by adding the appropriate parts of the sentences given in the box. So you have to find out the answers from the box given below. So let me read the first question for you. Many wise men answered the king's questions. Dash. So here we can select the third one. But their answers were so varied that the king was not satisfied. Okay. Just pause the video and try to answer it yourself. After that you should have to listen to me. Okay. I will give you the correct answers. Then second one, someone suggested that there should be a council of wise men. Okay, in this we can choose the last one to help the king act at the right time. Okay. And the third question, someone else suggested that the king should have a timetable. Dash. Yes, and follow it strictly. Fourth option. Okay. And the fourth question, the king requested the hermit dash. Yes, what was the request of the king? Yes, to answer 3 questions. Second option, to answer 3 questions. And the last one, the king washed and dressed the bearded man's wound. Dash. Yes, but the bleeding would not stop. Okay, this is all about this part. So, if you don't have textbook, try to do it in your notebook. Okay. So children, you can see the answers of first part here, comprehension check. So we can move to the next part, that is working with the test. Here we have 8 questions, so we can answer one by one. So children, now we can move to the first question, that is why was the king advised to go to magicians? So here you can see the king was advised by the wise men to go to magician. No, why? Yes, because first of all he was advised to have a council of wise men. After that, they thought in case of urgent it is not possible to get advice from this council. So it would be better to have magicians who can predict the future. Okay, they believe like that. So here is the answer for you. In response to the answer for the first question, some suggested that there was some things which could be urgent and cannot wait for the decision of the council. In order to decide the right time for doing something, it is necessary to look into the future, and only magicians could do that. The king therefore would have to go to magicians. Okay. So children, we can move to the second question. And what in answer to second question, whose advice did the people say would be important to the king? So in the second question, do you remember what was the second question? What was it? Yes, which people should he listen to? Okay, for that, whose advice did the people say would be important to the king? Okay, here is the answer for you. The advice of counselors, priests, doctors, and even soldiers would be important for the king. Okay. And the third question, what suggestions were made in answer to the third question? What was the third question? What is the most important thing for him to do? So the third question, people suggested, some suggested science and others fighting and religious worship were important things to do. So here he have got 3 suggestions. Okay, he has got 3 suggestions. They were science, fighting, and religious worship. Okay, is it clear? So children, here is the fourth question for you. Did the wise men win the reward? If not, why not? Actually, the wise men did not receive any reward for their answers not satisfactory for those 3 questions asked by the king. Actually, here you can see that king was not at all happy by the answers given by these wise men. So he didn't give any rewards to them. How did the king, fifth question, how did the king and the hermit help the wounded man? How the king helped? Do you know? The king washed the large wound of the man and then covered it with his handkerchief to stop the bleeding. Since the bleeding was going on, so he redressed again and again to get it stopped. Then he gave the man fresh water to drink and took him inside the hut with the help of hermit and made him lie on the bed to get relaxed. So the king, first of all, he just washed and the wound, and after that he covered the wound by using his own handkerchief, and that time what happened, the bleeding was not stopped, and again he redressed it. After all, the man asked for fresh water and the king gave him some water. After that, king with the help of hermit take the man inside the house and helped him to lie on the bed. Okay. So you have the sixth question here. Who was the bearded man? Who was the bearded man? Yes, the bearded man was the king's enemy and came there with the intention to kill the king to take the revenge of his brother's death and seizing of all his property. Here seizing means took by force. Okay, actually this is the enemy of our king and he came with the intention to kill our king, for it is a revenge on his brother's death. Okay, and also for seizing all his property. Why did he ask for the king's forgiveness? Why this bearded man asks for king's forgiveness? What is the reason? Okay, actually the king himself don't know what is the reason. Here you can see he was recognized by the king's bodyguards and was wounded by them. But when he came to the king in wounded state to help him unknowingly and saved his life, so he asked for king's forgiveness. Okay, so here actually this bearded man came to kill the king, but what happened? Yes, the king's bodyguard found him and they wounded him. Okay, and finally he came from them, he came to the king, and what happened? The king saved his life. Okay, that is why this person, bearded man, asked for king's help, king's forgiveness. Okay, next question. The king forgave the bearded man. What did he do to show his forgiveness? Okay, at last our king forgave this bearded man, and how he showed this to him. Okay, his forgiveness to him. Here you can see, in order to show his forgiveness, the king promised to return all his property back, and also he will send his servants and his doctors to take care of him, and instead of taking his service as a servant, he treated him as a friend. So here the king offered him to give all his property back. Okay, and also the king sent his servants and his doctor to take care of this bearded man, and that person promised the king that he will do service for the king till the end of his life. Not only the bearded man, but also he will send his son also to work for the king. So children, here is the last question for you from answer the following question section. What were the hermit's answers to the three questions? Write each answer separately. Which answer do you like most and why? So at last the hermit answered all the questions of our king. Is it right? Yeah. So which answer do you like the most and why? You have to write your likely answer and what is the reason for choosing that answer. Here one is done for you. There is only one time that is important, that is the time. The time is now. It is the most important time because it is the only time we have any power to act. So here the present, the present is given more important because we can only act in the present now. And then next you can see the most necessary person is the person you are with a particular moment, for no one knows what will happen in future and whether we will meet anyone else. So the most important person is one who are with you at this moment, okay, because we can't predict the future of our life, and we don't know if we meet anyone else, okay. The most important business is to do that person good because we were sent to this world for that purpose alone. So we were sent to this world to do good for others. And at last, I like the answer for the question, first question, the burst, for it is the time which has the supreme power. One had to act according to the time to do something good. We have to live and act according to our present. So according to me, I think we should give more importance for the time because we should have to live in the present. Never look into the past and fed up, okay, and never dream about future to get a good life. Try to live in the present. Only we can do something in the present. We can't act in the past, we can't act in the future like that, okay. So try to live happily in the present. Don't think about the past. Maybe past will be a waste for you, okay. So try to live in the present. So this is all about this section. We can move to the next part. So children, now we have matched the following here, matching with the meanings, okay. In a first A part you can see first word wounded and the meaning will be in this second part. In the B part you can see the meaning of this word, okay. First one, wounded means severely injured, okay. So you have to find out one by one. You can use a dictionary to find those answers. Just mute and find out that. After that I will show you. Next one, awoke. Awoke means got up from a sleep, okay, got up from sleep. And the third word is forgive. Forgive means pardon, okay. Next, fourth word is faithful. Faithful means, what is it? You already learned in your textbook now. Faithful means loyal. And the sixth word is beds. Beds means small patches of ground for plants. Oh, that before that we have pity. Pity means feel sorry for. Pity means feel sorry for. Say sorry, okay. Feeling sorry for having done something. And next one we already discussed, beds. Beds means, can you think? Beds means small patches of ground for plants. And last word, what does it mean? Return. Return means, here you can see, give back, okay. So children, now you have one more work that you have to do yourself. Here in this match the following you can see one question. Use any three of the above words in the sentences of your own. You may change the form of the word. So here you can utilize any of these words and form sentence, okay. You can use three words and form sentences, and you may change the form of the word. You may change the form into a verb, a noun, adverb, and an adjective, okay. So you can change the word form and you can make a sentence, okay. You should have to prepare at least one sentence for one word, okay. Try to do all so we can move to the next part.